Hello guys, this is Doronsmovies and you're watching the 13th episode of the lore Q&A. Today I'll be answering some of the questions you guys left in the previous video. If you would like to get your questions answered, make sure you either put them on the Q&A lore videos, and it is best if you put them on the newest ones, and also over YouTube personal messages. And the other way of doing it is to send me a question on Facebook or Twitter, as you have links in the description for that below. Okay, so let's start. The Warcraft Warrior asks, in lore Q&A 12 you said that there could be someone that could betray us. Someone we thought was on our side. What if Jaina betrayed us? She is still pretty pissed at the Horde, and she would consider allying herself with ogres or something. Yeah, kinda when I said that, I meant more about Wrathion. Wrathion is kind of a mysterious character, but then again, I mean, there is a lot of happening with Jaina right now, and I don't think she would really ally herself with the ogres, even though, I mean, there are some ogres in the Horde, so she is still with the Alliance, so I don't think that would happen, but she might create her own separate alliance, or almost turn into a new Lich King sort of villain, and then attack both the Horde and the Alliance. I mean, there is still quite some story development to be done in order to speculate something like that. Okay, next on, Wrinklestein Joe asks, do you think we will be seeing Old God involvement on Draenor with Yarakoa? Old Gods don't have to manipulate just bugs, if you think about it. Well, I do think we'll be seeing the Old Gods. I mean, there might be a patch about just the Yarakoa, like we had with the Trolls in Cataclysm, and Mists of Pandaria, like Isle of Thunder. I'm guessing something like Isle of Thunder may happen, like in the actual universe where we are right now. The Yarakoa did actually communicate with the Old Gods, so yeah, I mean, something in a form of like a patch, like it was the Rises in Dalari or the Isle of Thunder, like something like that could actually happen. I mean, it would be a pretty interesting addition to the expansion. So yeah, I mean, it's quite possible that it will happen. Alright, next. Nick asks, do you think that the Pandarian will have an influence in the next expansion, or will they just have lore in Mists of Pandaria? Well, I mean, that is a bit harder to answer, but I don't actually think they will have like a major role like they had in Mists of Pandaria. I mean, Mists of Pandaria was pretty much all about the Pandarian, and I mean, they will definitely have a role as Garrosh escaped from their prison and they had a trial on him and all of that. So I mean, he even did a lot of crimes on their land, and I don't believe we will actually see the trial or his escape, but I mean, the event will actually be described in the War Crimes book that is supposed to come out in May. But I'm guessing that the Pandarian will have some sort of a role. I mean, if it's not like a big role, they will definitely have a role in the like Horde and Alliance, like the Blood Elves had in the Isle of Thunder patch. Alright, next on, David asks, with Sylvanas planning to do something bad, do you think it could be a good time to bring Alleria, her sister? Because maybe during this time Alleria could take over the Forsaken. I don't know how they would bring her back, but that is just my speculation. Alright, so I think it is pretty certain to say right now that we won't be seeing Alleria or Terrellian in the next expansion, but I mean, Blizzard did say that we will see them soon, so yeah, something could happen there. I mean, I'm not sure how Alleria would exactly even react to Sylvanas. I mean, she hasn't actually seen her since the Second War, and that means that she doesn't even know she's dead or even undead, but I'm pretty certain that Alleria wouldn't definitely ally with the Forsaken or even work for the Forsaken, because I mean, she is kind of a hero of the Alliance, and she would definitely serve the Alliance if she got back. Okay, so next, Jake asks, do you think we will see any people from the alternate Azeroth in the next expansion? I don't think we actually will, as we are going to an alternate Draenor and we are trying to stop the creatures from Draenor to enter the current Azeroth, so I don't actually believe we will be seeing an alternate Azeroth. I mean, unless it's in a new expansion, which would kind of make sense because Blizzard said that the current expansion, like Worlds of Draenor, that is coming, and the expansion afterwards will have some sort of a connection, so I honestly think the only time we will see an alternate Azeroth is in the next expansion, I mean expansion after Worlds of Draenor. Alright, continuing on, Tothis Code 99 asks, do you think we can trust Wrathion, or is he just using us for a plan like creating more black dragons and taking over Azeroth? Well, I believe I mentioned this a few times already, but we don't actually know. I just have a weird feeling that Wrathion is kind of plotting and he's trying to do something against us, like against all of us, even though he's the only uncorrupted black dragon. I mean, he just has the whole mystery next to him, and that is what I'm guessing Blizzard was going for when they made the character. And so he's sort of a good character, but we don't really know his real actual goals and what he's trying to do in a bigger scale. So yeah, I don't think we could actually trust him, but then again, I mean, he's supposed to have have a role in Warlords of Draenor, so I'm guessing we will find out more about him then. Next on, Kazeto asks, who is the most powerful human in World of Warcraft that is still alive? I don't think we can just pick one, but currently the strongest humans out there would be Varian Vryn, Jaina Proudmoore, Jen Greyman, and Dana Trollbane. I mean, I'm guessing before there were some powerful humans like Andon Lothar or even Turelion, even though we don't actually know his current state. Alright, next, Tegger01 asks, do you think they will make more class questlines like the Warlock Green Fire quest? I loved it and I hope they do. Well, as far as I know, that was added in patch 5.2, which was in Mists of Pandaria, meaning that a lot of things they added in Mists of Pandaria will be continued on, as Blizzard introduced a lot of new things which they said they will try to continue in future, as they were pretty successful, and I'm guessing they will do something maybe for other classes, like most likely I'm guessing shamans, as shamans are pretty important in Draenor and most likely in Worlds of Draenor, so yeah, that is just my guess. Okay, continuing on, Follonew asks, what do you think about Bolvar as the new Forsaken King? Also, we know Ashbringer was created with a crystal of a warlock orc from Draenor. So, do you think the legendary quest could be to create a weapon with a crystal of this new timeline? Alright, so I don't think Bolvar will have anything to do with the Forsaken, and let alone be a Forsaken King. I mean, if he ever was to turn evil, which I don't believe he actually will, but I mean if he does, he'll probably work against the Forsaken, as like Forsaken's biggest enemy is the Scourge, so yeah, I don't think he will work with the Forsaken. But as far as I know, I mean, Ashbringer was created from a Naru crystal dropped by a warlock in Azeroth, and I don't think those crystals are exactly common. I mean, they're pretty much really rare, which is why you only have like one Ashbringer and you don't have like a million Ashbringers, so I don't think it would exactly be a good idea to have a legendary questline where you could make your own Ashbringer, because like that would just ruin the entire uniqueness of the sword. Okay, next, Ruler of All Bananas asks, what is the Infinite Dragonflight, and will Vrathion have a role in Warlords of Draenor? Well, the Infinite Dragonflight are pretty much former members of the Bronze Dragonflight who want to destroy the True Timeway and are helping the old gods. I mean, they're pretty much the opposite, as you have the Dragonflight who want to keep the time going without anything unusual happening, while you have the Infinite Dragonflight who want the unusual thing to happen, and they pretty much just want to change the flow of time. And there is still a lot we don't know about them, and still a lot we will have to learn about them in the future. Alright, so about Vrathion, I'm pretty certain that he will have a role, but we just don't know how big that role will be. I mean, I believe Blizzard at one point said that they enjoyed the entire legendary quest line and that they would like to keep it up in the next expansion, so we'll probably have something similar in Warlords of Draenor as we had in Mists of Pandaria. Okay, and the last question is by Lance, and he asks, is it possible for the next expansion to be Rise of the Infinite Dragonflight? I think Vrathion and Kairos actions would support the creating of the Infinite Dragonflight. Well, I do feel that it will be related to the Infinite Dragonflight, like as they said it is going to continue after the Warlords of Draenor story, but honestly right now we don't really have any information on what role either Kairos or Vrathion will have, but yeah, I mean it is possible that the Infinite Dragonflight will have a role. I just don't think the expansion will be about them, but they will certainly be there. Okay, thanks for watching, that is all I have for now. Don't forget to leave your questions either by YouTube messages, Q&A comment section, or Facebook and Twitter, as you have links in the description for that below. And don't forget to like, favorite and subscribe. Again, thanks for watching and see you next time.